Okay. Um, Hello, Microverse team. Here is our
Hello.
video presentation for our Ruby Capstone project. My name is Dev Zagabe. I'm from Kigali, Rwanda, and I'm here with my peers. They can present themselves and also say where they are from.
All right. Olivia Kango. I'm from DRC, Congo.
Yes, and I'm Karim Wilson. I'm from Egypt, and now let's start presenting. So go on, Dev. Best of luck.
Okay. So the project we had for this Ruby Capstone project, I think it was catalog of my things. It's a project that is built around the idea of keeping track of music, videos, and a lot of other things that one person might have and might want to keep track of. So the project should have uh, CRUD operations in it to create, to read, to update, and to delete. So let me share my screen to show how the project and the code is working now. Okay, so let me run the code. Ruby main. So the first thing when the user enters in the application, you will see this welcome message, which says welcome to the catalog of things app. And then it will show the user some options he can use from 1 to 9, and then 0 to exit the application. So I will just present the part that is on my side that I'm concerned with. So it is about to add music and also list all genres. So to list and to serve our data, we used JSON files. So this one is for music albums and this one is for genre. And then you can try to add, or even just try to list all books right now. You can say that it tells the user you need to add books. If you try to list all genres to say the same thing, no available genres, please create one. So we'll start by there. Let's create a music album. So it will ask for the publish date with, let's say, it is 2020, November 12, of Spotify, yes. Enter genre, say it's low, and then it will create this one in genre and also in music album, it will create this object. And then we can list all genres, let's say 4, to list all the genres, put the name of the genre we have. And also for albums, we can list all albums just by clicking on to show the publication, the published date, archived state, and also the on Spotify state of the item we have. And an interesting part of code that I'm proud of might be this one here in utilities, the open file. This one is the code I wrote to just ease the process of opening files and writing and reading data. So first of all, it is opening the file if it exists, and if it doesn't exist, it will create a new one. Let's say we don't have these files here. Let me just remove them and restart the application. When we run the Ruby, it will create all the files because they don't exist yet in the application. That's what it does. It creates a file unless the file exists, and then it will read the file. Since they are a JSON, so they will return a JSON string, which if it's not an empty one, and if it's not equal to null, it will parse that JSON string. Otherwise, it will return an empty array. And that's what we are using to loop over and also display and write our data. So thank you. Let me stop sharing so another one of my peers can start sharing. Olivier, you can.
Yes, thank you very much, guys. So I want just to share my screen and to explain what I did, but I will say more focused on books. So, for example, when I want to list the old books that we have in our application, as we see here, list all the books is just to type one, and it shows that we don't have any book. We need to add book. So to add book, we have just to click 7. When I click 7 there, it's asking us a date. This is the format to start by year, then month, then the date. So let me 2021 publisher. Let me just put my name. Cover. Let me say that the cover is bad. Label title. Let me say, for example, horrible, like this. Okay, color. Let me say red. When I create this file, it gives me this message that book and label information entered successfully. And we can see the data I created in this JSON file book where we have the data. We have this archived equal to false and this other thing. We can also see the label which is generated automatically. So when I want to display now the books, I can just click 1. Cover. When I want to display the labels, I can just click 5 and it display the all labels I created, horrible and color equal to red. So I'm proud of when I go into this book.rb file, you know, when we want to create a book, it starts first of all by this application here, appbook.lab.rb. So we have inside create a book. These are the way to enter elements or inputs through this get chomp, which is a command on Ruby. We can easily enter the published date. We can enter the publisher, the cover states. And then this is the instance of the class book.
About me, actually, I think my friends tell all of things about the project. So briefly, I will talk about my part. So let's share the screen. So I hope you see my screen. Actually, my part is all about author and author class and item and not item class, the game class, which inherits from item class type of item. Yes. And how can I add the item as a game? Sorry, how can I add game and link it with author? So I think here is my part. So this is how can I add game and list all games and list all authors. So okay, to briefly talk about the code because I think we we took a lot of time. Um, I will talk about this function as it is the piece of code that I'm proud of. Uh, it's a function that fetch all games in a particular format. So here it is. It takes the index and it shows the published date and multiplayer and the properties of game class. And I think that's it. Um, and now let's exit the app. And now it exit. Thank you.
Thank you. And this is all about our presentation.